All right, what is up, sports fans? We are back for another episode of The Fan in the End. I'm your host, as always, Stephen Rochelle. To the right of me is the other goofball that's always with me, Mr. JB. Down to the right is the big man himself, Mr. Ben Troop, and also going to be joining us is NFL veteran, former Eagle, Chris T. Jones. We're gonna have some fun talking some football, talking some sports, talking some life. How we all feeling today, gentlemen?
Oh, always feeling good. Always ready to come on. Enjoy myself on the fan end. It's always a great time.
JB, how we feeling today, brother?
Happy Hump Day, gentlemen. Another wonderful Wednesday. Hope everybody happy they woke up today. Be thankful, humble.
Yeah, we made it through April Fools without too much craziness going on in the world. I mean,
except for we lost the Iceman.
Yeah. See, you see him as Iceman. He's Mad Mardigan to me. Don't get me started with that. Yeah. Unfortunately, Val Kilmer is no longer with us. Anyone who watched the last Top Gun movie, Maverick, could tell he was getting towards the end there with dealing with his. I think he had like throat cancer or some type of throat disease. He wasn't really able to kind of speak too much. So, it's another one, man. It's rough when we're losing these legends and idols. We've lost Gene Hackman this year. We lost George Foreman the week prior. So it's getting around that time, my friends. So.
Shout out to the Iceman.
Yeah. Or or some of them he was Batman too. Whether you like
Batman. How about Batman? Huckleberry? He would. Tombstone, bro. Tombstone.
Let's not forget Tombstone. I can't forget that. I can't forget Tombstone.
Ben, what's your favorite?
Oh man, I mean, it's got to be Maverick. I mean, when you talk about, he had some great movies, but when you talk about he didn't upstage Tom Cruise, but it was close. It was close. No one's gonna upstage Tom. I get it, but you walk out that movie saying, "Hey man, everybody thinks it's about the star. Maverick was him," and I think that it kind of gave us a chance to see his personality a little bit through movies. But I mean, Val Kilmer's had some great. Listen, you're a part of the iconic Batman. Like, I was Batman, like me, Michael Keaton. Christian Bale. Like, I'm a Batman. So it's like being a Batman is like being a James Bond. Being James. It's like I was him. I mean, we started with Michael Keaton, Mr. Never worked out in his life, and I'm Batman. So Val Kilmer, I could be Batman. I could do it. You know what I'm saying? But nah, condolences go out to his family. I mean, 65 years young. It's like we got to start doing more reflections of these people while they're living. Not saying they haven't had portraits of them, but you forget how great they were as actors. I mean, if you're an actor, people always say you need one iconic role. Man, when he became Maverick, I'm like, dude, this stuff is crazy. Because as guys, we use movie lines as a part of our life. We give movie references to random people, hoping they know what we're talking about, and when they do, it's almost like you friend a friend in the moment. So, but condolences to his family.
Well, I think I'm gonna get right into this thing with that's gonna make JB happy here. So let's talk about this news right here with the NFL's kind of being a lot more accepting of the marijuana usage and things of that nature. So I know JB was happy. He's sending me messages about this. So let's get you kicking off as I know your boy Ricky Williams is kind of a big part of this NFL initiative. What do you got for us, JB?
So I don't know if you guys know, but Ricky Williams, I call the godfather of cannabis in sports. He took one for the team ultimately, and years later, the NFL finally made it right. Yesterday, they named him the cannabis advisor for medical doctors in their decision-based pill initiative. Ben, you can probably agree. The NFL seems to just hand out pill bottles like it's going out of style, and for years hated on cannabis. And Ricky was a legend in his mind because he was a forefather before everybody, before it became acceptable. He took one for the team, literally.
I'm happy for Ricky Williams because I think it's kind of like it's redemption for him because I don't think he was doing it to try to be the poster boy for it. He was saying, look, this works for me. Like, this is what I use to, like, stable my mind, stable my body, stable my being. And, yes, there were other guys throughout the league that was doing it, but they weren't Ricky Williams. They didn't have his, star power, his prestige. I left the NFL. I came back, and I was just as good when I came back from when I left. I went and I started coaching. I think at one point he was working for NFL Films, but throughout it all, he was using cannabis. I mean, shout out to him. Shout out to people like Calvin Johnson, who I think has cannabis, dispensaries throughout Detroit. Guy, Bo Scaife, a guy I played with, went to Texas, played tight end with him with the Tennessee Titans. Shout out Pac-Man Jones. I think he has dispensaries. I get it. Sometimes it's not what somebody's doing, it's how they look doing it. Ricky Williams didn't fit the description of a person we talk about, being the face of cannabis because, I'm a black guy with dreads in my hair. Well, I mean, you need to switch the description of, the people robbing people, and maybe you wouldn't put him in there, and I'm just happy that the NFL is finally understanding, look, man, before one of our star players who don't fit the description come out and say they use the cannabis, let's get, because what was weed? What was it really doing? Nothing. It wasn't doing anything harmful. But when people start using the word, oh man, these people are dealing drugs and man, they taking no. Cigarettes should be banned, and they're not. Cigarettes, put it on the label. This could kill you. Surgeon General, right? Weed, cannabis.
And Ben, it's still as scheduled as a class 1 narcotic, which is the same class as heroin, ecstasy, MDMA, and that class is no known medical purposes, which we all know is bullshit.
And let's call it what it really is. There are so many people that use cannabis. You would be surprised at the people that do it. Because most of the time you think, oh man, people that use cannabis look a certain way. No, they don't. They act a certain way. No, they don't. People are adult. They're free to do what they want. Look, alcohol and cigarettes do far more damage to people than weed ever has. Now, will weed slow you down? Yes. Will weed make you fake smart? Yes, you get real smart when you smoke. You start, you start saying things. No, the things you think to yourself, you start saying them out loud. Things like, what color is a mirror? What did you just say? These are the kind of things that I've heard people say. They start saying, hey, man, what? Did you hear that bird? The bird outside? Bro, don't do this. Listen, to my cannabis users, I love y'all, and I'm happy for Ricky Williams. It is the ultimate validation to say, y'all were wrong. Y'all didn't want to admit it, but now you know what Ricky has? He has people like myself. He has people like JB. He has people like Steven. He has advocates on his side saying, we've been saying y'all was wrong.
Yo, Ben, do you know my story with Ricky? I think I told you, right?
No.
So in 2019, Just Blaze was doing pop-up events in Miami. And I linked up. It was the time that the Super Bowl was in Miami. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I was at that Super Bowl. You talking about when Chicago played
when Hester ran that one back to start the game. Yeah. So Ricky was in town for that whole NFL experience. The Super Bowl was finally back in Miami, and we developed this event called Dank Bowl. So Dank Bowl consisted of like 60 vendors in this huge building in Miami, and we started getting all these NFL guys involved. A lot of retired guys from the West Coast, and then we're like, "Yo, let's get Ricky Williams." So me and the promoter, we literally bucked up 10 G's to get Ricky in the building. And Ricky came down, fucking smoked with everybody, walked around, met everybody, told his story. Bro, legendary, right? Talked about it for days. And then a year ago, I saw him at an event. He was down here in Miami, and I brought some T-shirts for him to sign. And Ricky and I had a 45-minute conversation, literally just me and Ricky. And we're in the booth. Nobody was interrupting us. And Ricky and I just talked about that day you got drafted, how you were supposed to go to Philly. You wanted to go to Philly. And then we picked McNabb. And Ricky and I were just talking about that, the X's and O's of football and then cannabis and how, we talked about when he went to become a Buddhist monk in Nepal, which was a crazy experience for Ricky. But yeah, shout out to Ricky, bro. I know him as a personal guy too, so I'm even happier for him that he's being welcomed with his beliefs, not with somebody else's.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm happy for people I'm happy for people like Ricky Williams that the NFL is finally getting out of the way. When the Heisman group had to give Reggie Bush back his Heisman, because some of this stuff is just crazy. Like, look, if you don't understand something, just ask people who do. Don't go with the crowd and say, man, weed and cannabis is bad. Is it? No, you just got the bad stuff.
No, dog, going to the club at 2 a.m. is bad, dog.
No. Listen, listen, you know what's killed more people than weed ever will? Salt. It's killed more people than weed. It ain't banned the salt, sugar. It killed more people than weed. I'm just saying, man. It's like, look, you know what you call bitter and sweet? Lemonade. Drink you some. Calm the hell down. It's not that serious. Ricky, I'm happy for you. So now you're going to see Ricky Williams more because now it's kind of safe for him to come outside. Happy for that man. Listen, and borderline Hall of Famer if you check the numbers. The guy was serious.
Bro, when he came out of Texas, that dude was a running beast. And I'd put him pound for pound next to anybody, in history. With that, some of them runs that he did, bro, it was just exceptional.
Listen, I wouldn't want to tackle him. I played offense anyway, but I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah, he was something. Yeah, he was definitely something special on the field, guys. Definitely. But as we are one day past the birthday of Sean Taylor, Ben brought it to my attention. We need to talk about something, guys. Crazy situation this past week where Richard Sherman's gunman broke into his house. Tied up his family, robbed them, all this crazy stuff. This is one of the reasons why athletes are very apprehensive and like sharing their personal information, addresses of that nature with anyone outside of their circle. So I would say I'm going to let Ben take this because, this is just why we say players need to be educated on certain things and certain people to be around them and things of that nature. But go ahead, my friend.
No, first and foremost, I want to say, Richard, man, I'm praying for you and your family. I'm happy that your wife, I don't know if her and Richard had talked about this, but she was able to neutralize the situation. Sometimes as players, man, we don't understand how much of a target we are. You hear that a lot when you get drafted, man. You got the targets, you got to be careful. But you think you try to put your family in the safest environment possible. And I know that Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, they also got robbed. Look, it's hard to really talk about these situations, man, Stephen and JB, because you never ever think it's gonna happen to you. You never ever think, dude. Number one, the likelihood of Richard Sherman staying in that house is 0%. They're gonna have to move because, as safe as I thought I was, let me call it what it really is. I don't get the safety and all these things for me. I'm getting it for when I'm not there. I want to put my family in a place where when I'm not there, and just imagine you getting that type of phone call. I've never been in that situation before. I empathize with Richard. But for everybody who think, oh, he's Richard Sherman, man, it's not that bad. The hell it ain't. Yes, it is.
Did he have his rings at home?
I don't know. Here's the thing, right? I don't know what they took, but after his wife and the children were safe. Yeah. And you know, fellas, we've had homes, we've had nice things. You can replace things. You can't replace people. I'm just happy that it didn't go. It went left. But when people start, I'm gonna say this. To people that say, hey Ben, what would you do to a person that robbed your house? Anything.
Yep.
Whatever happened to them, we can when the dust clear, hey man, we don't play that. There is no such thing as, well, Ben, you don't know what type of situation those people are in. I don't care. You don't break in my house, man.
Ben, that's why I'm a huge proponent of having yourself a firearm in your house.
Oh, yeah.
Being trained on that firearm and knowing that if shit hits the fan, it's within a reach, and I'm neutralizing that situation. I'm sorry.
Of course, no. And you listen. If that's anybody, if that's your girlfriend, your mom, your sister, anybody, when people say, "Well, Ben, what you told her to do? Shoot until it runs out. Shoot until the clip is empty. Just shoot."
That's it. Done.
And because people will say, "Well, wait a minute, Ben. What if you don't hit him? Have you ever heard a gunshot?" If you can hear it, you know when they got to be shooting at us. They would have went right back out, right? Because, like I said, I don't really know what to say to Richard outside of the fact that, man, beef up security. The likelihood of Richard Sherman not living in a nice neighborhood is very, very slim. He lives in a very nice neighborhood, right? That was probably a gated community. It didn't help.
Yep.
So with all the things we try to do, from location, proximity, geographic location, man, it's just a lot. And Richard wasn't there. So I believe the only thing saved those gentlemen is Richard wasn't there.
Yep.
Because if I'm not mistaken, LL Cool J was in his home and he came downstairs and there was somebody in his house and it did not go. Somebody broke into his house without a weapon and it did not go well for him. He didn't kill him, but he turned into the LL Cool J to be doing these actions on SWAT. He had to show him. But no, I mean, so listen, to Joe Burrow, to Patrick Mahomes, to Travis Kelce, and now Richard Sherman, y'all boys protect yourselves, man, because these things don't sound like isolated incidents. It's not the same person, but it doesn't sound isolated because, yes, they regular people.
Ben, you heard about the whole car situation, right?
Absolutely.
It happened in South Florida. They caught a gang in, I want to say, Colombia or something, was associated with this gang that were ripping off cars of luxury players.
Look, I mean, unfortunately, when it comes to cars, as a person that lives, in Atlanta, listen to me, people. Listen. In Atlanta, they are professional. Listen, if you have a Hellcat, a Dodge Charger, and you park it downtown, it is, listen to me, they steal them so fast, you barely in the restaurant. God, you ain't even let me sit down yet. It's gone. I'm just saying, we live in a world that, it's dangerous out there. But the safest place we thought we was at is our home. That's the safest place we thought we were. What we all need to do, whether we have our license or not, if somebody breaks into your home, all bets are off. You better be 50 Cent. You better be able to take 9 shots. Because if you can't, I'm just saying, because if you can't,
you're about to find out.
Yeah, right. because sometimes you shoot, that's a deterrent. I'm here, do. Hey, whatever I'm shooting at, better know how to go back the same way it came, or it must be bulletproof. So I'm just happy that nothing happened to his wife and kids, man, because I'm telling you, that's not the type of phone call nobody wants to get. Hey, man, somebody broke in. You know what I'm saying? So, but Richard, man, whatever methods you take, and I hope these people are found, because you will turn a very, very, very sane, mild-mannered individual into a monster really, really quick if you're doing stuff like that. So Richard Sherman, all pro, Super Bowls aside, that's my wife and kids, man. I don't play about them, but I'm happy that they didn't get hurt. And I guarantee you that house is on the market as we speak. I guarantee.
Yep. I guarantee it's on the market, and for more of a precedent for it, like obviously it's a way different situation. But look at the Cain Velasquez situation. You know, his son was being molested by a daycare worker, and he found out about it. You know, chased the man down. Did shoot him, not fatally, but he just got sentenced to 5 years with his time served and all that. He's probably barely going to serve a year when everything's said and done. It's a shame that he's even serving any time at this point in time, considering of what happened. But it goes to show you, like, no one is immune from the craziness that we deal in life. So it's one of those things where it doesn't matter if you're Richard Sherman, you're Cain Velasquez, you're whoever. You have to be aware of the nonsense that goes over that is near you in life. But don't want to linger too much on the negative stuff, but we do have some negative stuff from the meetings we got to talk about. First and foremost, it is officially the No Fun League is back, as some more of the celebrations are being banned. CD Lamb's nose wipe celebration is banned. There was a few other ones that they threw in there. What is going on? Like, I know you want these guys to be in the moment and enjoy themselves. Do you think this is kind of like overkill at this point in time when we're doing the stuff like this to some of the players?
Yes, and I can't wait for these guys to pay these fines. They're gonna do it. Like, once again, it goes back to the cannabis thing. So now there are certain celebrations that's just too much. He can't do that. When I played, it was a throat slash, and all this. Listen, people, if I get in the end zone, I'm celebrating. You do not get to decide what I do, and I got money to pay for the fine.
T.O. was the best. T.O.'s props that he used to dig out of the end zone were the best.
No. It's Chad Ochocinco, bro.
Oh, yeah, it's
Chad Ochocinco. He's got the title. No one's taking that from him.
I will say this. The No Fun League will never, ever return because these players understand, look, we practice too hard. We put our bodies on the lines and all this, and y'all thinking that's too much. That's too much. Well, don't watch then. Let it be too much. That is number one. That's too much. That's what y'all are meeting about. We got to talk about CD Lamb. What? When he does the little thing, that's just too much. Once again, this is why I couldn't work for the NFL, because I'm the one in the back of the room going, really? That's what we're here to do? Come on, man. Tua can't even stop getting concussed every other week, and we talk about this. Maybe he got a snotty nose. It doesn't matter. Like, what? Come on.
Yeah, but we know what that move is.
Of course, but we do know what it is. We do know what it is. But you know what? Maybe
that's the dirty Sanchez.
Hold on. Maybe the owners got young, grandkids and great, so that's who keep them on top of what's going on. Because if you ever go to a practice now and the music they be listening to, Robert Kraft don't know who the hell that is. Woody Johnson don't know who that is. Jerry Jones don't know they don't know who Lil Yachty is. They don't know who Lil Baby. You got Lil Baby, you got Duh Baby, My Baby, Yo Baby. They don't know who nobody is. Exactly. They don't know who Bad Bunny. They don't know who nobody is. But let me tell you something. You know why CD Lamb is the culprit? Because he plays for Dallas. He's on TV. He's gonna get way more attention than it does. And they kept saying, "What is that move? What is he doing?" And somebody told him what it really was. And now it's like, wait a minute, that's what he's doing? Yeah. He's doing it on national TV. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on here it became a whisper. Jerry Jones goes, Robert, he's doing this right here. What? Yeah. Told Woody. So next thing you know, we gotta ban it. Listen. He's gonna do it. Listen, he's gonna do it in 2025. He's gonna be like, what? Everything was all good just a week ago. So,
And we got to get into this one now. Obviously, the talk of the meetings were the fact that not that there was multiple teams tush push hating and trying to say that they were trying to get the the Eagles goal line play here, short yardage play here banned due to player safety and pace of the game. Now we all know y'all lying at this point in time. Y'all straight lying. It has absolutely nothing to do with player safety because there's not been a single player injured on the play. Here's the thing, because Jeffrey Lurie said it yesterday. When they came up with this play, it was due to player safety stuff. Do you realize now when you go in to hang the ball back to like say, let's say for argument's sake they ban the play, whether it be in May or whatever. Now you're gonna have to go to give the ball back to Saquon Barkley, which you're going to cause more collisions now at a higher speed. Like what? Like at this point in time, the Green Bay Packers. I hope when we line up, whatever week we play them, the first play they do is they line up in the tush push formation. Whether they run it or not, they should line up in it. The basic will be a big middle finger to them. And for Sean McDermott to sit there and be involved in this, to also sit there and one of the ban the play, that's even more sour grapes. It's absolutely ridiculous, and we got Chris back.
Chris,
what's going on? I'm very sorry, teammates.
Oh, listen,
man, how y'all doing, man? I'm just trying to get this dang camera. My wife, unfortunately, wasn't home, and I'm here for today. So I figured it out, guys. I did my own IT. I'm my own IT. Go ahead.
So I want to get your thought on this one. We're just bringing it up to the guys. It was the talk of the the winter meetings here in the NFL. Do you feel that we're at this point where we should be banning the Eagles tush push play? People are saying it's optics. We're talking about player safety. Do you feel like at this point in time, like teams like the Packers and Bills are just sour that they can't stop it and they're trying to do whatever they can to change it?
Of course it is. You know how it is. My heart gonna always be fly, Eagles, fly. So I got to make you got to understand. Hey, it's man on man during that play. Who wanted the most? That's where I look at it. Ben Mike can tell you that. You got to. Everybody is 12 on. Hey man, you lined up out there. So hey, you can't ban a play because the play been successful. You can't say anyone been injured because there ain't no one person been injured yet. So what is it? Because I guess they the Super Bowl champ. Ain't nobody can stop the play. They can run that play to get a first down. They can run that play on goal line. It's unstoppable.
I think at this point in time, it's more than just that. Like, listen, you want to stop the play. Don't let the Eagles get in short yard situations. Be
exactly.
better.
Exactly.
Like all right, let's say Lamar Jackson can't scramble and run anymore. It's an illegal play. That's how ridiculous you people are saying when we're having this conversation and bringing it up at the player meeting.
Man, Steve, Chris, JB, it's all about who's doing it. Remember when the Wildcat was there? Why ain't they banning that? Because the news
that's true.
Down
because it's fizzled out.
Why ain't they tell Kareem, you can't do the skyhook, dude. Can't nobody stop that. You gotta stop. No. Listen, Chris went to the U back when every coach came through the U, won championships. Every last one of them was coming, right? Did they go? That's too many. Nope. That's too many. What do you? This is because it's the Eagles. If it was Kansas City, they wouldn't have done it. If Tom Brady was doing this in New England, they wouldn't have done it. When it was Jerry Rice and Steve Young, when they wouldn't have done it. This is all about who's doing it. You don't believe me? At the end of the day, the Philadelphia Eagles are not the media darling. Wait a minute, man. This is not supposed to be the team. It's supposed to be the face of the league. We want a guy with a mohawk named Patrick. No. You know who do the tush push more than Philly does? That would be Buffalo. They do it more than Philly. They ain't as good at it. And they got a 6'5", 250-pound quarterback. I'm going to tell you what. There are certain fines worth paying. The owner of Philly can say, I'm going to pay it. Because what are they going to do, throw a penalty on us? It's a quarterback sneak that you can't stop. That's all it is. It's a QB sneak. We just did something that the NFL couldn't see us. You know what they should do? Hey, listen, Philly. First week of the season, first drive, do the tush push, the whole down the field. Just do it.
Yep. The whole time.
Whole down the field, right? Who's going to stop? Because there aren't too many times that you say, "Hey, we're gonna do the tush push." They can call it out to we're gonna do it. Matter of fact, put your whole defense on that side, whole team. You can't. This is the softest thing I ever heard.
Can I speak to the manager?
Exactly. This is the Karen moment of the NFL. This is Darren. This is Chuck.
Chad.
Can I speak to your supervisor? Why? They keep on running the tush push, and we told them they can't do that. Well, just stop it. Just stop it. Right? The fact that the owners get together, and this is what they talk about. Hey, I would have been like, Sean, head coach of the Bills, don't y'all do the tush push? Yeah, but we don't do it that good. Oh, okay, that's what, because y'all ain't winning with it. Because if y'all won a Super Bowl with it, you would have it's either football or it's not. You either get hit hard or you don't. Sometimes you the hammer, sometimes you the nail. Well, when it comes to tush push, they the hammer every time. The only way you can stop is if they fumble the football, and they ain't gonna do that either. They ain't gonna do it. So
Chris, you know why? You know why they hate us? Because they hate us, and everybody in Philly,
we got to break out the "No One Likes the Song" again.
What's that?
We got to break out the "No One Likes the Song" again.
Nobody likes us, and we don't care.
They definitely don't. They don't. You got to understand, them guys perfected that play, man. And it's just sad that we in the off season right now, for what they did, to win a Super Bowl. And they talking about this play. I just let you know how salty these owners are. And you got Kansas City just won 2 championships back to back, and now we talking about this play.
We need to get AI. So where's Allen Iverson? We need to remix. Are we talking about the tush push?
Really? During all season, really?
Here's my thing. If you're one of these teams that are upset, if you're the Bills, if you're the Rams, whoever, we're talking, the drafts come up. Why don't we sign this guy? Why don't we bring in Desmond Watson? He's like what? He's almost 500 pounds. He's a guy that could potentially be a guy that could stop this play if we're running it up the middle. Get better at some.
It ain't happening.
Big Dez is the biggest. Big Dez is. He's not the biggest human ever, but he's the biggest football player. He like 464 pounds, and he went to Florida. My alma mater went to Florida. Listen to me. Listen, Steve. Listen to me. Listen. I have never seen nothing. The tush push don't even seem real. You be like, what the hell is going on? The NFL can stop anything. They can stop. These defensive coordinators go, fellas, listen to me. Listen, we got everybody. There are no gaps now. We got 2 guys in this gap, 2 guys in that gap. We got a nose guard behind the nose, first down. And it ain't even close. How many times have the people have to come out with the stick to measure? They never first. They just don't got to measure it.
I think there was only twice over the last 3 years where there was an actual measurement after the play was ran. Yeah. So I mean, I think what it really is, it's sour grapes, it's envy, whatever you want to talk about it. The fact that that they're averaging, I think it's like over 92% of successful rate of converting, either the third and short or fourth and short play. It's sad that we have to talk about it. It's sad that we have to sit there and drum this up again, and even worse so that they didn't completely end it and just let it be tabled until May. So we're still going to have to entertain it some more this off season. So
I love it.
But think about this, guys. I'm shocked that a lot of other teams ain't trying to steal this play. Cause think about the West Coast offense. When San Fran came out with the West Coast, you had Green Bay, then you had Philly, you had Gruden, all these different offenses that developed the West Coast some type of way. They stole a lot of those plays, and now I'm shocked that the offensive coordinator ain't building this play for his team.
They don't have a quarterback.
Remember, the NFL is a copycat league in a way.
Yep.
Yeah, but Chris, here's the problem. They don't have a quarterback that can squat.
Listen, we all live in the same neighborhood, right? and Chris can get his grass green. Either we gonna go up to him and ask him what he's doing, or just stare at him. What is that? Right
Amen.
I mean, look, either I'm
Great point. Great point.
How you get your listen? How you get your either we gonna get tired of our ladies complaining why our grass don't look like their grass, or hey Chris, what the hell you using?
Yep.
Because
absolutely,
football is easy. Sometimes the cheat code is right there in front of you. If I cannot stop a play, I need to do it with my play. But once again, it's because it's Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
it's because it's not Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. Because if it was those four, it would be beautiful. Oh my God, look at what the faces. They don't want Jalen Hurts to be the face of the league. They are so afraid of him being the face, right? Because number one, he's been to 2 Super Bowls. How many has Lamar been to? How many has Josh been to? I'm just trying to see. I thought that at the end, Joe Burrow went to one, but that was default. I don't know how I'm still figuring out how Cincinnati got to the Super Bowl and almost won it. But it always comes down to who's doing it, not what is done, man. It's who's doing it. It's who's saying it. Because, like I say, when I used to play against your alma mater, you, when I played against y'all, it didn't matter what you did. Listen to me. It didn't matter what and people said, Ben, who'd you play against? Sean Taylor, that bum.
Yep.
Jonathan Vilma, Clinton Portis, Frank Gore, Kellen Winslow. Those are the bums I had, they bums, right? 2001. All I'm saying is, when it comes to football, isn't the goal to come up with something that can't nobody stop? Isn't that the goal? That's the goal, right? To get plays. Hey man, why they keep doing this play and can't nobody stop it? Right. No, we got something that we don't even got to hide. They can if tush push was a stock, like in the stock market, but we be reaching there. I'm throwing everything I got in there because you can't lose. But once again, if Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl and not Philly and they did the tush push, they'll make it a national thing. They telling Pop Warner kids to do it. Keep doing it, Philly.
That's true. That's true. Rest in peace. The famous line, what the guy did in Doc Holliday, your boy should be saying that. I'll be your Huckleberry. I want Jalen Hurts should say I'll be my wingman. Hey, that's what it's all about, man. You said it right. You said it all the way right, Ben. You're absolutely right about it. I don't understand why they wouldn't want this guy to be part of being the face of the NFL. This guy's clean cut. He don't get in no trouble. He's from a great family background. I just don't get it. I guess it's Philly. I guess we're the hardworking city, blue collar, and we don't take no mess, man. I guess they holding us accountable since we beat up Santa Claus back in the 90s.
Of course. I mean, listen. In the Dark Knight, when Heath Ledger said no one gets mad if everything goes to plan. If it's a part of the plan, no one gets mad. But when it don't go against the plan, for everybody that said the NFL is scripted, if the NFL is scripted, you don't think they would have put in the script for Patrick Mahomes to do a 3-peat? That would be in the script. That sounds like it's in the script. And Jalen Hurts got that script and go, hell no. Hell no. I outplayed him the first time, didn't I? We just lost by a field goal. I'm going to outplay him again. This time I'm going to win the Super Duper Bowl and the MVP with Saquon behind me. So here's the thing. Did Jalen Hurts just tell Josh Allen congratulations at being in the NFL honors? That means you got to the Super Bowl. Congratulations on your MVP. Congrats, man. That's great, right? I said, that's crazy. But my ring finger is running out of ring. I got 2 NFC championship rings. I got 1 Super Bowl ring. And I got a wedding ring. So, I'm running out of hand. I run out of finger. I just like it when the good guy is still the good guy. He's just bad for the competition. I'm a good dude, but I'm bad for y'all. Y'all not going to beat me. And because he got that $1 million smile, right? He like that. But underneath it all, I don't like none of them. I respect them all. Jalen, you want to work out with Lamar Jackson? Hell no. You want to work out? Nope, I am not. Listen, my name is not Magic Johnson. That is not Bird. We are not friends. No. True. Nope. That and I respect that. I don't want them to know what makes me tick. Because guess what? I still got the tush push. It don't matter what. We can do that. We can do that. They should do that for 2 games straight. They can't do that with Saquon And AJ Brown, he might ask for a trade if you did that. But hey,
man.
Eagles are great. I love it. I'm loving it.
I think didn't they develop a pass play off the tush push too?
I hope they did.
I think they did, didn't they?
Plays off of it too. They did do like they line up into it
Exactly
and run it, and then they've done ones where he's done flicked it off to Saquon and run off the back side of it, and they've also done the slant to AJ right off.
Exactly.
So listen. They can try all they want. I mean, if I remember correctly, Roger Goodell says he has absolutely no plans to ban it. He loves to play. You know, we had Brian in the chat room. He's a Niners fan. He loves to play. So it's like overall fans love it. It just these people are hating on it. And I actually love your point, Chris, is that this guy should be the face of the league. Jalen has so many different qualities. And I think the one that people underestimated his mental. There's nothing you can say or do to break that man. And you know, from being from a good football background and good family background, and all that, like he just does everything the way you want, the way you would want your quarterback to do things. Maybe you want them to have to be more vocal, or sometimes that's just not who people are. But they have the right group of guys around them, the way they rally around each other and things of that nature. Like we just seen Jordan Mailata and Landon Dickerson. They're in Hawaii, freaking on vacation and together as a family. Like, listen, this team is going to be special for a while. Y'all trying to find any way to stop this thing now. It ain't going to happen. You can ban it all you want. And I think the only thing that will happen from this, if anything, is that they change in the rules that you're not allowed to push, even though you're still going to have to stop him.
True. And it's a great salute. And it's a salute to him and his staff too. It isn't bad. He's represented by all female representatives, correct?
Listen, hold on for a second. Jalen Hurts is from Texas. He went to Alabama. 26-2 as a starter. Won a national. Listen, got pulled after the first half of a national championship for Tua.
Sure.
Didn't make waves about it. The very next year, Tua is thinking up to join the AFC Championship game. He comes in and wins it. Goes to Oklahoma. So he went to two blue bloods when you talk about college football. You think he was scared? Then he went to Philly. And they've been to two Super Bowls. Like, I mean, what? We celebrate Brock Purdy when he's Mr. Irrelevant and go to the Super Bowl. You think it's harder? What do you think it's harder to play for? San Francisco or Philly? You got to be mentally strong to play in Philly.
Like they're finding anything. They're literally finding anything at this point in time to say that Jalen's not this. Like, what was it this week? This is the one I seen, that Jalen's the only quarterback from his draft class to not pass for 4,000 yards in his first 5 years. So what? So what? He hasn't thrown for 4,000. We are so stuck on this number that the quarterback has to throw for this many yards per game, and he has to. No, he doesn't. He has to lead them men and run the offense. That's what he has to do. If he's throwing for 220 yards with 3 touchdowns, no one says anything. They're he could have did this and he could have did that. They're not finding anything to tear this man down. It's getting ridiculous at this point. I hope they run it back this year. I really do.
Well, ask me this. I bet Jim Kelly and Dan Marino wish they had that Super Bowl ring and throwing all of that. Whoa. Which one you want?
Yeah, and then they talk about this thing called winning percentage. Patrick Mahomes got the best winning percentage he came in there. Who's number 2? Who's number 2? That would be Jalen. Jalen's number 2 winning percentage. You know what's crazy? When they can't beat you with stuff that matter, they talk about stuff that don't matter.
Yep.
What does it matter? Hey man, ask Justin Herbert, what does it mean to throw for 4,000? What does that mean? Justin Herbert? He done threw for 28,000. How many rings he got? Dude, it's about winning.
He's got no playoff wins.
And the biggest misconception is you think because you got better stats that make you a better player. Lies. Now because remember last week we were talking about Devonta Smith saying he's the greatest college receiver of all time. You think Devonta was better than Randy Moss? You think Devonta was better than Michael Irvin?
I got a couple one on you for the stat one, right? All right, so we dropping these names, right? You want to hear a crazy wide receiver stat that both Larry Fitzgerald, Terrell Owens, and Randy Moss never led the league in receiving for yardage. Never.
Wow.
Well, listen, man,
that's crazy.
That is.
When people listen, I'm gonna keep saying this. When Lynn Swan and Stallworth, when they went to the Hall of Fame for Pittsburgh, they wasn't catching those 700-800 passes, but they got four Super Duper Bowls, right? They did what you needed them to do to win. Nowadays, when people throwing stats at you, right, they say, "Man, look what I did! Look what I did! Look what I did!" I'm gonna give you a stat that's gonna be crazy. In college, 230-something catches, over, I think, like 45 touchdowns in 2 years. You know who did that? Michael Crabtree. He did that in 2 years.
Yes,
230-something catches. That 4 players couldn't do that. He did it. Listen, I love Devonta. He is incredible. But when I give you names to compare to him, I give you 3. And I played against him. And these are starters. Reggie Wayne, Santana Moss, Andre Johnson. That's a starter. You think he's better than any of those 3?
No.
And that's the starters in 2000. What about Larry Fitzgerald? What about Calvin Johnson?
There you go. You're bringing it up.
I just think sometimes today's players think they the first player to do it. This ain't never been done before. What? Stop it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying you can play linebacker better than Ray Lewis in the NFL. You can't play better than him. You might could put up some stats. Ray Lewis. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I think goes on now is I have comparable numbers. That makes me the same player. No, don't. It don't even listen, it don't even certain things don't even compare. Like when you talk about football players, you got the eye test, you got the numbers, but you are one name. If you give me your name, you say, man, if you give me that first name, people say, who's the best safety of all time? I say, I don't know, it's debatable. But if you don't say Ed Reed, you're not a serious person.
True.
He's in the conversation. Troy Polamalu, Ronnie Lott. You got to talk about them.
Yeah.
If someone says Ed Reed wasn't that good, hang up the phone. I gotta go. Just hang it up. Don't talk no more. That person needs some cannabis so they can think right.
See Ricky Williams immediately.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is the one thing we don't give enough credit to is the players who did it. Listen, you got players and you got players that did it for real. Now this dude here, when he walk in the room, people get quiet. You know, because he was that caliber of player. I think now you got really, really good players, man. But when people say who's the best receiver, the greatest receiver of all time is Jerry Rice. We get it.
Yeah.
Do you know how good Michael Irvin was?
See, that's what I come in being. To me, Mike gonna always be my favorite because that's me with him. And I know what he does from what he did for us when he comes back when I was playing that to you. And we great friends to the day. But to me, my all-time favorite gonna always be Mike. You know, I know, yeah, man. I love when you said that, man. Mike was a beast, man. I'm telling you. Mike gonna talk. He gonna talk crap. He gonna back it up. A lot of people don't understand. Mike might have partied hard, but Mike gonna be on that field representing too. Mike gonna work hard on that field, man. He did his thing, but he gonna do his thing.
Yeah, a lot of receivers got better numbers than Mike because they played longer, right?
Yeah.
Michael Irvin was talking to Steve Smith Sr. and Steve Smith said, "Man, I got a PhD in route running." Michael Irvin said, "I got 3 rings, man. What?
Yep.
I got 3 rings. Yeah, but whoa. The goal is to win it all, right? Not to win. Yeah. I want to win. I did it 3 times.
True.
So when you do that, the reason why people don't like that, JB and Steve, is like this. What you gonna say then? Well, I mean, you had Troy Aikman. He said you had Troy Aikman. You had Emmitt Smith. You know what Michael said? No, they had me.
That's true.
No, listen, they were a different team when Michael Irvin left. I mean, that was one of the things. Like, regardless of the injury or whatever, Michael was the playmaker. He was his name incarnate. He literally made, if he would ever went to another team and things of that nature, you would have seen what he meant to other teams as well. He was just special, man. There was just he going up for balls, 9 times out of 10, he's coming down with it. I mean, he had so many different special qualities. I know we all talk Jerry Rice, we talk Larry Fitzgerald, we talk Megatron. Michael, even though he's a Dallas Cowboy and I got absolutely no love for him because he hadn't wore that jersey, but you have to respect his game. Like everyone talks about, Eagles fan cheering when he went out. I mean, I guarantee you 99% of them, if they knew what the injury was at the time, it would have been dead silence. But it was because the love-hate relationship that Eagles fan and Dallas has with each other, of course we're going to cheer. But once everyone's seen what was going on, it got quiet. So it's like we got respect. We respect greatness. And Mike Orvin definitely should be in more of the conversations of the greatest wide receivers, regardless if we're breaking it down for era, if we're going college, whatever. He was him, as Ben liked to say.
Yeah, that's one thing I took pride in. When I was with the Eagles, this true story game. When I was a starter, I still ran scout team when we played the Cowboys because I wanted to beat Mike so bad. I had to run scout team before I can get Bobby Teller right. Saying, Bobby, this how he gonna do it. Because I studied him when he comes for the all season, everything. So I was giving him, I literally stayed with me and Bobby Teller when we played. Was the close boys. And I literally stayed with him during that week before we can just talk. I'm telling his moves. I'm going to tell you what he's going to do because I learned him during the off season. And he don't know I use a lot of that stuff to let Bobby know so he can have some of the edges on Mike when we competed against them. True story.
People tend to forget how good Bobby Taylor was too, man.
Yes.
He used to shut down the number ones.
Yes, true.
And let Troy just do his thing. Like
That's true.
And it goes to one of my points. Like I can't stand Emmanuel Ocho. He's just running his mouth about how the Eagles haven't had a lockdown corner in 2 decades prior to what's his name? Slay just left. I'm like, wait a minute. Where was Asante Samuel? Where was Bobby Taylor? Where was Troy Vincent?
Where was Lito Shepard?
Decades.
What?
He said 2 decades we haven't had a lockdown corner. I'm like, what are we talking about?
Oh, exactly. Bobby made All Pro one year.
Herm Edwards is the reason why. Herm Edwards is the reason why people really do the kneel down. Because remember they tried to do it and he picked up the phone. Look. Emmanuel. Come on, man. Like, what? No. People go to Philly now. You used to go to Philly because, look, man, I want to play for a real team in a real city, right? That matters. And now they win a Super Bowl. That's like saying they ain't had a lockdown safety in 20 years. B-Dog. Man.
Yep.
I mean, last time I checked, wait a minute. What's the cornerback that hit Reggie Bush? About killed him?
Lito Shepard.
Wasn't Lito Shepard, it was Sheldon Brown.
Sheldon Brown hit him, and that was the nastiest hit I've ever seen in my life.
Emmanuel Acho.
I still don't believe we lost that game after that.
Yep.
Man,
people don't remember that was a playoff game, and that was, I think, Drew Brees' second year in New Orleans. If I remember, it was his first few years there.
Dude, he hit him like a train.
But that's my thing. Like, I hate some of the sensationalized stuff. Like when we're talking about ESPN and FS1, when we have these guys on there, like, oh well, we haven't had this, and we have, like, you're just breaking down things and you don't have the whole story. And Emmanuel Ocho freaking was in the league. It's not like he was just like a guy like Nick Wade or somebody like that. So it's one of these things. Like, I can't stand that stuff. I hope that we see some more, self-scouting from this stuff before they jump on there and just say some of this nonsense things. I will always give love.
No. When you say that kind of stuff, Steve, the best corners, they need to be standing there next to you. And they go, say it again, man. They ain't never had.
Excuse me, sir.
The first time I won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles, the whole defense had a whole bunch of Florida State guys. Remember? Whole bunch of Florida State dudes. Now, whole bunch of Georgia guys. Let me help you understand something. You really think you can win Super Bowl without elite corner play? What is Emmanuel talking? You can't win Super Bowls with okay corners. They all right. Listen, we good, but our corners, they all right.
I mean, we did do it in 17 because who was the best corner on that team? I think it was Ronald Darby, the first Super Bowl win.
Super Bowl, y'all won the Super Bowl in 2004 against New England in Jacksonville, right? You know who the starting cornerback was? Lito Shepard. You know where he's from? Jacksonville. Emmanuel, be quiet.
I'm messing with you now.
Certain stuff never makes sense to me. Hey man, these Super Bowl teams, they ain't any Super Bowl team you name. If they had bad corners, you know what they did? They're the Super Bowl loser. They didn't win it. Man, stop it. I don't know. You can tell Emmanuel Acho ain't never really won anything in his life because he say dumb things about winners. So I don't know.
He needs to change his name to Chad.
I don't listen. We don't
Chad
have
Emmanuel.
the elite cornerbacks are so good for. Listen, when your cornerbacks are rookies and they elite, that's dangerous for the competition. Both of our corners are rookies. So
True.
much so that our lockdown corner is now in Pittsburgh. Stop it, man.
And listen, I already said that Kaylee Ringo and Eli Ricks are going to compete for that outside job. I think they're going to keep Cooper DeJean in the slot for at least another year. But the fact that, I was just talking about it last night, the fact that Cooper DeJean was sitting there working with Patrick Tresane II this past week. I mean, these kids that are coming up for the Eagles right now, that they are special. They're going to continue to be great. Like I said, I think that they have what it takes to kind of run it back. So we'll see it. I just like when I seen that comment from Emmanuel Ocho is just one of the things that got under my skin because we've had multiple guys who were all Pro Bowls over the last 2 decades that was not named Darius Slade Jr.
Yes. I mean, look, I'm going to say this every time you say it. Howie Roseman went to the staff and said, I got a cornerback that I want to get in the second round. Okay, he's white. What?
No more milk check here in Philadelphia.
They said, wait a minute. Is his last name Seahorn? Hell no. His name is Cooper DeJean, and he's from Iowa. He goes to Iowa. And now, listen, man, I picked off Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, took it back to the crib. That's what I did my rookie year. I'm just saying, like, listen. Cooper DeJean, every black or brown girl in Philly want Cooper. He don't even know.
That's right. You know it. You already know it. You already know it. He can't even walk in Delilah's den. Delilah's den, they want him in there.
Cooper invited to the barbecue, to the game, and they gonna help him out. Cooper like, what do I wear? I got you. Matter of fact, listen, I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you in here. It's Cooper. I got you.
Yeah. Free dance on me, girl.
Listen, all Cooper got to say is, listen, Cooper, you're gonna have to introduce me to your parents. It's cool. Come on. I got you.
Man. I know he's a religious man, so I'm not sure if Delilah's dens will be it. But when he starts getting out on his little own and getting out of his shell, you never know what's going to happen, especially being involved in this city. But I want to get your thoughts on something. We're talking, Chris. We know obviously we're talking some of the older guys, some of the legends.
Yeah.
Who were some of the cornerbacks that you look into playing while you were in there? Like who were some of the guys you looked to match up with?
Man, I'm gonna tell you the toughest one. You had Deion, but the thing about Deion wasn't gonna. That's why Gruden wanted us to always put a body on Deion, because Deion will take plays off when his running plays. That's why he used to want me and Irv or whoever the receivers is. We still attacking him, keeping him busy, trying to weigh him down. But I'm gonna tell you the best one I felt all around was Aeneas Williams. Aeneas Williams was a beast to me. I mean, he was sound. He was his technique. I mean, it was butter. I mean, you really had to come off that ball. Or you had to come with your lunch pail when we played Arizona. He was that nice to me.
Yeah, people forget that we used to see Arizona or St. Louis Cardinals twice a year before they
and then in practice too, I had 2 beasts. I had Troy and I had Bob, and then we had my rookie. I had Eric Allen. Eric Allen was nice too. Allen, baby.
So. Chris,
I was about to get him inducted. You know what I mean? So Eric was nice, man. And that's one thing as a rookie that I love about Eric. He really, during practice, he really would take you and really walk the field with you and really telling you what he's looking at and what he's not looking at and what should I be looking at doing. He really was teaching the game. Because you got to be honest, Ben Mike can tell you the same. When you coming in the league, it's very rare that you have veterans really take you up under their wing. Because I know my rookie year, Fred Barnett and Calvin Williams, and they didn't tell me nothing. I'm being honest. I love them to death, but they didn't spend time with me or really teaching me how to be a pro. My second year, Urban Fryer did. That's who took me up under my wing. That's why I love Urban to the day. But Pops, he the one took me under my league. Cause I can remember y'all. There's some funny stuff coming in. I'm still a rookie. I'm young, going out a little bit. That's when I learned to be a pro. He'll have me sitting right by him. He's sniffing me like a dog. Oh, you must have went out last night. I smell it on you. Hey, you got to slow that down. I don't like that. And then John Gruden right there. I got a drunk ass out here on the field. So, so now when I really learned to slow it down, man, that's when I started just hanging out with him. And then that's when they started making him like on the road or being at home. They make him be in my hotel room. Me and Irvin, everywhere to go. So it really helped me be sound and learn me how to be a pro. If I'd have had that my rookie year, y'all would have seen more production from me my rookie year. But I didn't have that mentor coming into the league.
Hey, Chris, did you have training camps at Westchester University?
Yes, sir. Where was that? Westchester. Yep.
Yo,
I remember. Hey, man. Hey, this a good story. I'm gonna tell y'all. This is a story. Me, Bobby. Well, I'm gonna give you a little tea on this one. I'm doing a training camp. We had at the end of the practice that we get an opportunity. If the defense score or offense score, you get an extra hour for curfew. So we ain't have no car. So we said, Ray Ball, let us borrow the Cadillac. So he had a Cadillac. We borrowed his Cadillac. So we drove from Westchester all the way to Philly. We hanging out, but we had curfew at 12, 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Because Bobby and them we had it at 12 because Bobby and them had it at 1. So me and Charlie Garner in the back, I'm like, man, I don't feel like driving. So Charlie was drive. He in the back, and it was me and Bobby. So I had to drive. We get caught. I ain't trying to get them $5,000 or $10,000 if we for getting in trouble. So man, we got back to Westchester less than an hour, man, from Philly. They make it on time. That one of my pet peeves. But the thing is, that morning, Ray Rose gonna say, "Hey, I know what y'all did in my car. I seen that goddamn Remy Martin bought in the bike seat." So, so goddamn, I said, "What happened to it, Ray Ball?" He said, I had to finish it off." So I was a pet peeve, man. That's one person that he really was a player's coach. He don't get enough credit as a head coach at Philly. Because think about it. He came in his first 2 years, we went to the playoffs. Our second year, we went to Canada, we went to San Francisco. We lost we were one game from the divisional championship.
I remember those mid-90s teams that after we got Kotite out of there, and it was still a mixture of like Randall and Rodney Pete and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Listen, I was 15, 16 years old at the time. I was just learning football. I love watching them teams. You know what I mean?
One of the best arms I ever seen being Randall Cunningham.
Oh,
that dude had an arm, bro.
Ben.
And he don't get no credit for that arm. The thing is, I don't think that when I was really being observed from watching the calls, it was a shame. Me and him started because it was tough for me learning that West Coast right away because it was the verbiage. And he used to help me. But the thing is, I don't think Gruden, I can be wrong, but in my mind, my gut, I don't think he gave Randall enough chance to really run that West Coast offense. Cause he was a natural athlete, man. I ain't never see nobody as an athlete like him as a quarterback. I mean, he can do anything at that size. And you seen what he did when he went to Minnesota.
Exactly.
So that's just letting you know. I think if it deep down inside, if you really ask Coach Gruden, if he really had to do that over, he would have stuck in with Cunningham. I bet he would have.
And not only could he throw, he could also punt the ball.
Yes, sure could. He used to show that in practice a lot. And can run like a deer.
And I saw a few of those practices at Westchester University, and that dude had a cannon for an arm. Did. Because if you remember that backfield, right, at Westchester U, right? There was two fields in the back, and then there was the main field.
True.
And as the fans, we were able to get real close. And there was times where he was airing balls out 40, 50 yards.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
It was nice.
Randall. Well, I mean, I had John Gruden in 2008, his last year in Tampa, and the one thing a West Coast offense we didn't really want was an athlete running it. Joe Montana was incredible, but he wasn't athletic. He could throw
True.
the football. Steve
Yeah.
Young was athletic.
Yeah.
Randall. So the one thing about the West Coast is all timing, right? They want everything
Yes.
to be timing. But
Yeah.
what Randall can do, he can go off script.
Exactly.
He can go, and the thing about John Gruden is if he goes off script, I won't get credit for his athleticism. I get credit if he run the offense. I don't get credit for that, right?
True.
Randall was the type of guy. He's like, man, the West Coast offense is kind of like stunting his growth. I can do it, but you want to see what I can do? And I think, and sometimes, coaches are very arrogant, egotistical.
Yes, he was.
They want to. John Gruden loves football.
Yes.
Like he does it. He's weird. Man.
Eat, sleep it.
Yeah, he does his thing. He goes in the office like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
With the camera, with like in the dark, with like a light on him, watching film. He records himself doing the offensive game plan, and he goes and watches himself. It's weird, man. Like he's a great football mind. He is. But like you said, Chris, it is not my job to hold a player like Randall Cunningham back. When I got a player like that,
man,
I'm gonna give you some of the West Coast, because the West Coast is built. It's like the triangle offense. You just you plug players in, they do certain stuff. Well,
great example.
Like that, dude. Randall can go out there with some dirt in his hand and throw it on the ground and say, "Listen, Chris, I want you right here." He can.
Yes, he will. Well, you're saying it right, man.
You know what I'm saying? I think with a guy like Randall Cunningham, when people say, "Hey, man, Lamar Jackson," I've seen it before. It don't got to look like that, right? Look, the Eagles had Randall Cunningham. Then they had Donovan. Then had Michael Vick.
Yes.
Look at the quarterbacks that came through Philly. I think Jalen Hurts looked back and said, "Dude, all I can do is finish this thing. Yep. I can win it all," because they done seen it all. Because the best quarterback I done seen come through Philly as far as consistency is Donovan. Like him, love him. Donovan was consistent. True. You didn't like some of the mistakes he made, but he was really, 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 and he made it to the Super Bowl without T.O. Like the game they had to win to get there, T.O. was not there. Had T.O. in the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, when you start talking about players, there are players that are talented, there are players that are gifted, and there are players that are a little higher than that. Randall Cunningham, I don't know if he'll ever make it in the Hall of Fame. He was good enough, though. Good.
Yes.
Randall was.
It's one of those things. I don't think he's gonna do it until, like, I guess when they do like the senior committee type things. I don't think he's gonna get in your first 20 years or so. But when they do like the older players and things like that, and they're what they've been doing over the last 10 years, that's when I'll think a player like Randall get in. But yes, injuries, being in the wrong system, things like that. What he did in Minnesota, as Chris and then we're pointing out, he was special, man. When he got to Minnesota, you've seen it. He was just special, and he finally had a system in place that placated to what Randall's strengths was, and you've seen what he could do. It was like, oh, okay, we forgot that Randall still existed. No, I'm still here.
Randall was him. He was. It's everybody doesn't fit the description of an NFL quarterback, like these statues that sit back there. That's not what he's tall, but he's like, look, man, I'm an athlete playing quarterback. Certain guys are athletic at the quarterback. No, I'm an athlete, dude. I do stuff that defensive players go, did you see that? Like Randy Moss goes, I can outrun throws. You will not outrun you. I will not overthrow you, Randy. What?
That's true.
Listen to me. Listen. I will not overthrow you.
That's true.
You can't outrun because listen, man, when he let that thing, because he had that loose where he let it go. So
like a slingshot.
Yeah, I just think for a guy like Randall Cunningham, the same people that wrote about him in a negative way are the same people that have to vote him in. That's why it takes so long. These football writers, they don't want to admit, dude, I was wrong about you, dude. Like
exactly.
I do not got to like the way you play to appreciate how you play. I don't got to like the way you do it, but if he
did for the league, man. He did a lot for the league.
And so I think sometimes I just don't listen. Everybody's not gonna be this cookie cutter, say all the right thing. Everybody's not a company man. And Randall Cunningham, he had the hats and the shirt. Randall Cunningham was a man unto himself, but on that field, watch what he do. Just watch him. So I hope he gets in only because I think it paves the way. Everybody's not gonna win Super Bowls, man. You know,
wasn't he the first 1,000-yard rusher too, right? At quarterback.
Listen, if we're having a conversation about the greatest dual threat quarterbacks, if Randall Cunningham ain't in the building, don't even come in the building.
He's top 3 in my opinion.
I mean,
I'm absolutely biased. I'm not going to act like I'm not, but like he's top 3 in my opinion.
Randall was him, man. Randall. I know you won't know this, Steven, but Randall Cunningham made an appearance on Martin, the show Martin. Randall
sure
Cunningham.
did. He did.
That solidified him. Randall Cunningham got to play himself on the show. I said Randall Cunningham is him. Because back in the day, the validation.
Oh, you went there, Ben. You went there.
Back in the day, to solidify yourself, if you was a big time, you was on Arsenio Hall show. Arsenio. On there and all. But if you talk about mainstream TV, Martin was the show.
That's true. And you got to remember, any day that went to Houston.
Yeah, listen. Randall Cunningham said,
Randall was the man.
Randall Cunningham said, "Sweetie, I might not be the most handsome, but I'm Randall Cunningham."
That's right.
You know, so who knows? Maybe one of them songs was about Randall. Maybe when she was singing, she could have been. Randall say, "Boy, I broke her heart." You see how good she sang, don't you? That ain't Bobby Brown. That's me. I'm just.
That's right. Just saying.
Listen, we've definitely had some special quarterbacks come through Philadelphia. You know, as Ben was saying, you know, Randall was one of the first wave of them. You know, Donovan, and we had Michael Vick. We've rebuilt Michael Vick's revamped his career. Thankfully, we get to see him a little bit more now as he's one of our college coaches that are from this generation of players that are getting their shots as being coaches, and I absolutely love it. As we were talking a few weeks ago, obviously Donovan McNabb's son is getting a chance to play because of Michael Vick now too. So I love seeing the NFL alumni sticking together, pushing together, and continuing to uplift one another. And it like, as you were sitting there saying, you didn't have your mentors now, but I think the way the culture in football has changed over the last 20 years, I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of this type of stuff, with the players staying involved in the sport, into coaching, things of that nature. It's a special time with the growth of this sport over the last 20 years.
Yeah, I hope it stays that way too. Being a mentor myself with my nonprofit that I have, all the mentor is, man, you just giving wisdom to the person. You just shortening the learning curve. That's all. And it says a lot about you being secure in your game to be able to tell somebody else about, hey, listen, man, I want to see you. We teammates, man. Listen, if you're better than me, you're going to play anyway, whether I mentor you or not, right?
Absolutely.
So if I pull you to the side, if I'm Urban Fryer, I'll say, listen, Chris, let me tell you something. Or if I'm Eric, if Eric Allen can tell a receiver, this is what I'm looking at, you know how good he is?
Yes.
Because of where you are, because of your line, because of where you lined up, you can only run certain routes. The wider you are, I know you running the slant. If you way out there, because you giving me room to work. The closer you in, listen, you're trying to give yourself a chance to run that comeback because you got to have some side. But Eric Allen saying, look, I'm telling you how cornerbacks think. I'm just a cornerback telling you. This is how we all think. If you can get, and Eric is saying, if you can get open on me, you can get open on anybody. Because I don't give up a lot. That's what a mentor is. When I take a tight end, I say, look, man, you got to do this, you got to do that. And he's looking at me crazy. I said, listen, if I'm telling you what to do, that means I know what I know how to do it already. True. And it's easy to be a mentor when you was mentored. If you a mentor, somebody did it for you, man. That lead quarterback is saying, I'm not mentoring him. You better. Because if I'm the number 1 overall pick and you a free agent, who you think gonna end up being a starter? If I'm the number. So you can either regret if you don't think that kind of stuff works. When I get drafted in 2004 and Phillip Rivers gets drafted number 4 to the Giants. And obviously Eli go number 1 to the Chargers. Yeah. Eli said he wasn't going to play. You know who was with the Chargers already? That would be Drew Brees. Drew Brees had his best 2 years, his Phillip Rivers' first 2 years. That's how he ended up in New Orleans. But think about this. Look at Phillip Rivers' career. Look at Aaron Rodgers' career. You see how long he sat? You know, look at Love's career. See how long he sat behind Aaron Rodgers? Look, if I can watch a dude, if you the competition, I'm gonna make sure you compete then. If you're gonna be my competition, I'm gonna give you all I got. That way, when I'm gone, it won't be because you better than me. Hey man, it's time for me to move on. I don't get the whole non-mentoring thing. It's the craziest thing I ever heard. Why wouldn't a veteran cornerback mentor a young cornerback? Dude, what if you get hurt? They got to go in. I'll never understand it, man. That's why good teams become great teams when they play a league. When players do it, because look, man, you should walk in the meeting room and say, listen, NFL is a young man's league. The younger you are, the cheaper you are, the more likely you're going to make the team because they don't want to pay the veterans. But guess what? If they are paying me, it's because I'm worth every cent. If they paying me my money, but if y'all young ones coming up behind me, not only are y'all going to root for me, I'm going to root for y'all. Y'all not going to play because I'm not good enough. Y'all going to play because I'm gone. That's how veterans look at it. They say, look, man, I've been here too. I played against Zach Thomas. Zach Thomas was the smartest football. Well, Ray Lewis. But Zach, we played against them, and they said, man, we're going to try to run a little trick play.
Yeah.
We'll laugh at you.
Sniff it.
If you ever see when a veteran linebacker stand up out their stance and look, they looking at wait, I didn't see this on tape. Where? Because they study tape. So if they stand up, they try to they direct the traffic. And guess what? They're gonna blow that. They will not have a trick play on their resume. Not on me. You better try that on some rookie like Ray Lewis and them veteran play. Hey man, we're gonna run a throwback pass to the quarterback. If you tried that kind of stuff, if that's Ed Reed or Sean Taylor, Troy Polamalu, they would have knocked Tom Brady out. Listen, they knocking him out just so every other, and they're going to look at the old coordinator and say, on my watch? Boy, you better try it. Because I'm telling you, the best players, they mentor, the best players don't mentor just their side of the ball. They mentor the whole squad. Ray Lewis, I mentor anybody on the Ravens. Because he's going to say, boy, you think you can play football better than me? No. And I'd have had Terrell Suggs, Haloti Ngata, Ed Reed. I was defensive player of the year in the 4-3. I was defensive player of the year in the 3-4. Most linebackers cannot do both. I'm showing you. I can do whichever. And so when you talk about Urban Fry, Chris, I applaud that stuff because bigger than the type of player I become, man, they make sure, man, you settle into being a pro. Hey man, look, don't be stressed, bro. Because that way when they call your number, you ready to go. I can tell that. Forget this, your position coach is cool. Your teammates, that's who you're going to listen to. In 9/11, when 9/11 happened and they wanted to play football, and Michael Strahan told Roger Goodell, we ain't playing. He spoke for the whole league. Did we play? I'm just telling you, certain dudes, we ain't. Listen, the Giants ain't going out there and the other 31 teams ain't going out there. And then Roger Goodell said, well, what if I make y'all play? Try it. We didn't play. And guess what? Guess who else didn't play? College football. I'm in college at the time. We didn't play either. I'm telling you, there's some superheroes out there that play football, and some of them recognize who they are in the moment, and they use their superpowers, man. And when I'm a mentor, boy, you a superhero. When I take these youngins and I put on a tight end clinic for the best tight ends, why you doing this? Because I'm showing them ain't no animosity with me. If you better than me, you're going to have to prove it. I'm not saying I'm better than you, but you're going to have to prove you. That's why I say I ain't with that number stuff. This guy right here got 39,000 catches. This guy right here got 50. And the guy with 50 better than the guy with 39. Because it's what you did with your time, not how you played. What did you do in your time? So if you didn't mentor nobody when you was a player, to hell with you. And I mean it because really, the NFL is it's tough as hell, man. It is. You see how old 40-year-olds look in the NFL? They be 40.
Yeah.
Hold on, you don't believe me? Look at it. Mike Norvell, the head coach of Florida State. He's 41 years. Look at him. He's 41. No, he's a head football coach at 41. Just imagine Chris got to go in the game. The Eagles got a standard at receiver, running back, everywhere. Hey, Chris, Urban on that side. Hey, Chris, they gonna double me. They coming to you. What?
Yep.
Listen,
Yep.
y'all come out of her. Urban said they gonna double me. They telling you.
Yep. He telling me.
They come
Sure
right.
will.
Let's go. Listen, give him a little nod outside. Boom.
Yep.
Listen, give him a little nod outside. This guy right here, man, he gonna play
He sure
hard.
did. Every time.
Catch that slant. If you break a tackle on that safety, I'm gonna see how fast your 40 really is.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
I love it.
I just hope these
Film
players,
room. He taught me how to look at film, everything, man. It was great. How
Be a
they
mentor,
he even
man.
told me he even taught me how to dress to come to games. What time to be the games.
Come on.
I mean to the T. He had me in Bible study. He had me doing everything that a vet should have done, man. And unfortunately, I had to get that my second year.
It's all good. Listen, you had a person that saw enough in you to say, I got her.
Yep.
Like, no. I got her. Because Urban said, listen, y'all could have had him. I got him. I gave y'all a year. Ain't nobody, I got him. Hey, Chris, now I didn't say you're gonna like your mentors now. But you need
it was tough. I ain't gonna lie, it was tough, man. But he broke me down, though. He broke me down.
He gonna be your shadow. But when you become what you become, the only people that's gonna be surprised is everybody but your mentor. Oh, he knew you could do it. Because sometimes they'll say, "Hey, dude, that guy right there, boy, he could be one of the ones." And I'm gonna help him. That way, when his career is over, whether it's 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, because sometimes players think their obligation to the game is what they gave their teammates. Forget, man, the game is the game. Dude, what your teammates say about you, that's who you was. I don't care what you think you was. Just like if your teammates say, oh, yeah, man, he was one of the best teammates I ever had. That's true. Listen, when's the last time a person who was nice had to tell you they was nice? Man, I'm nice as hell. No. If you nice, you don't got to tell me nothing, because when you good at something, you tell people. When you great, they tell you. Boy, you was him. And so for Urban Fryer, listen. I had my Urban Fryer was a guy by the name, you know what I'm saying, of Aaron Kenny. Played tight in Florida before I got there. When I get drafted, I get off the plane, I go to Baptist Sports Park. This man is there with a white polo on, some shorts, and some flip-flops with a hat. He gave me his card. He said, listen, man, I don't know why he had a cell phone on the card. But I say, man, and to this day, I could have stayed with EK my whole career rent-free. He would have let me stay with him. He had a wife and 2 kids.
Wow.
You see, so I owe my whole career to that man, because he taught me this is what you do when the players come in younger than you. You got to bring them under your wing, and if they end up taking your spot, you did your job. Because guess what? He was a starter. Then going into my 3rd year, I became a starter. He got cut. You know what EK said? Nothing. Mm-hmm. He ain't make no waves about it. He said, Troop, anything you need from me, call me. Still was living in Nashville. That's what I remember most about the league. It ain't gonna be no. And I played with Steve McNair, the greatest football player I've ever played with. Stevie McNine was. Mm-hmm. When Stevie McNine called me Ben, because he used to call me Rook, then he called me 8-4. And one time he said, "Hey Ben," I said, "You know what I mean? Yeah. Your name Ben, right? Yeah. Because he said
exactly. I know exactly. I know what you mean.
He said, "Hey, no." He said, "Yo, Troop, listen, on this route." I said, "You call me Troop? Yeah, that's what they call. That's what they call you, right? Yeah, you call me whatever you want to call me. You ain't there." So man, he rest in peace. But yeah, man, the Urban Fryers of the world, the Aaron Kennys of the world, the Musa Muhammad mentored Steve Smith Sr. You see what Steve Smith Sr. became, Carolina?
Yes.
I'm just telling you, when great players become great, who mentored them? Ask them. Hey, man, who showed you how to do this? Oh, man. Reggie Wayne was great. You know who mentored him? Marvin Harrison on the other side.
True.
Just saying.
Now I want to get 2 more questions in with Chris before we let him enjoy the rest of his afternoon. Now, obviously, we're talking mentors, we're talking all this other stuff. You know, what was kind of your welcome to the NFL moment? Was it in a game? Was it practice? Was it some of the stuff you were learning from Urban Fryer? What was your welcome to the NFL moment?
Wow, my when it started paying off, I started getting to know the West Coast offense at the end of my rookie year. But coming in, I was so amped up. I was telling them, being, coming from man, that's all we did was talk crap. And I was telling them, I said, Calvin Williams, I said, Fred Barnett, all y'all gonna be cut this damn summer. I'm coming to be a starter and all of that. That was my coming to moment, my second year against the Jets. No, against Baltimore. And then when I played against the second preseason game against the Jets, I scored like 3 or 4 touchdowns. And that was my coming out moment. And Irvin Fryer was the one, that person there was making me learn how to practice like a pro, going home, getting my rest, getting up, preparing, being early in the morning, getting your body right, going to get doing workouts, how to get your body right during the week. Cause I ain't have nobody teaching me. I still was just going off of like I was in college, not getting your proper rest, hanging out. And then when I started getting that when it started showing. It started showing me. It started paying dividends, and I was starting shit the first 6 weeks of the league. I'm the leading receiver of everybody. Then it's just I caught me and Irvin. My second year, we had the record. Y'all, they just broke the record, the tandem at the Eagles. I had caught 70 something balls. He caught 88 balls. This is my second year, and I caught 5 balls my rookie year.
That's
Me and him broke the record the second year, and that record stood just what, a year or 2 ago. It just got broken by the tandem 9 at the Eagles. So my testament to him. But Irv was the truth, man, because he was telling me how Irv, his New England days. Everybody know his background from his New England days. And that one thing that guy he's a true professional, man. And I pray and hope that they let him get in the league, the Hall of Fame too, because he does have some decent numbers to get in that. So I hope that they don't blackball him neither from his early in his career not to get into the Hall.
Yeah, I think when we talk about the Hall of Fame, like we've talked about this before on here, like I think it's one of those things where we have to, not just in the NFL, but in baseball's kind of the worst, but I think the writers should not have a say in who gets in and who doesn't, because writers can hold grudges, and I don't like this about him. Oh, well, he snubbed me for interviews and things of that nature. Probably because you were being an a-hole is probably why you were getting snubbed for interviews. So I just think that I agree with you. I do think a guy like an Irvin Fryer should be in the Hall of Fame. You shouldn't discount some early missteps in a man's life and a man's career to judge the whole picture. Hearing things like what you're saying, how he took time out to mentor you, that's what I think makes a guy a Hall of Fame. I don't think everything should be about the numbers on the field. It should be about your effect on the game.
Sure. Amen.
Irvin, man, number 1 overall pick.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just saying, you the number 1 overall pick at receiver. I'm him now. I can, you know what I'm saying? Coming out the break.
Yeah, think about the offense they had, Ben, at number 1 pick.
I mean, they run the option like crazy on people. He out here. Listen, meaning if we put it in the air, it's the TD. If they throw it to me, because I'm pissed off as hell. I got to do all this blocking. So if I do got to run around, I'm nice with it. I'll never understand the Hall of Fame, because we make it about everything about more than other than what the player meant to the league, meant to the game, meant to his position. I mean, almost 13,000 yards. Listen, I think because Sterling Sharp got in, guys like Irvin Fryer got a shot to get in now, because they're doing it the right way. And I don't care. Listen, anything outside of a quarterback has nothing to do with Super Bowl. It has to do with impact on the game, influence on the game. And like you just said, Chris, all you got to do is ask other DBs. I mean, Irvin Fryer. Oh, yeah, that dude right there. Yeah. Yep. Ask the people that played against him. Ask the Eric Allens of the world, the Deions of the world,
Darryl Green.
Ask the Rod Wilsons of the world, and the Nias Williams of the world to say, hey, man, Irvin Fryer. If they sit back and they say, he gave him problem. And just because I wasn't a 4-time first-team All-Pro don't mean I wasn't him. It's only so many players can get it. Yeah. I remember Irvin Fryer, man. I remember him when he was in New England. I remember him when he was in Philly. He was, 17 years in the league, dude. That 17 years of production.
Speak volumes. Exactly.
People go, LeBron only got the record because he's been in the league that long. No, LeBron got the record for most points because he's that productive.
Gotcha.
Just because I've been here 20 years. Juwan Howard was in the league 20 years.
True.
Got 2 rings with Miami, and I could have did what Juwan Howard did. I could have been there with my heat. I see you, LeBron. I see you, Bosh. I see you, D Wade. I see you, I see you, Mike Miller. Because that's what he did for about 3 years. And they said, all right, that's it, Juwan. Now he went. So I don't know. I don't think that sports writers should be the ones deciding if I'm a Pro Bowler. I mean, if I'm a Super Bowl, not Super Bowl, if I'm a Hall of Famer, I should get a vote.
True.
If I'm a Hall of Famer, I should get one vote. Show me the list and let me give a vote. Because some of this stuff, I'm like, he's not in. Like, he's not in. Why? Oh, because
there shouldn't be because anything. I agree with you there, Ben. I think not only Hall of Famers, but I think NFL alumni period should be the ones voting in, not writers.
Yeah, I mean the top 100 in the NFL is one of the best things because the players get to vote on it. The players know who the players are. The coaches are biased, and I'll never understand that. Some guy that's been writing for 40 years who say, "Well, I don't really like Urban Fryer as a person." We asking you as a player though. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you think almost 13,000 yards, almost 90 touchdowns is easy in the league?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what? And I'm doing this I'm productive on every team I went on, right?
Yep.
Where he ain't have 1,000 catches. They wasn't throwing the ball like they're throwing it now.
Yep.
And he still had almost 900 catches. I don't think a guy like Urban sounds like a person that cares if he gets in. But just because he don't care don't mean he shouldn't be worthy of getting in. Because, like I said, if the numbers for the players of yesteryear are even comparable to the numbers now with all these routes they throwing, that should disqualify today's player.
True.
They're throwing the ball every other play. They don't even get under center. It's a freaking sprint. They slapping their hands together.
Yeah.
I mean, Dak Prescott to go, here we go, and they'll snap it. What the fuck? Like, here we go. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I would say this. Every time a player now thinks he's him, you should mention guys like Urban Fryer. Like, dude, what was his number 1 overall pick? What?
Yep.
Who won? I don't know. I wish I was a voter, or I wish I was in the room just so I can just, like, hey man, whoa. What you mean he ain't good enough to be in? Like, this is coming from a writer. That only that respect writers, respect journalists, respect
I get you.
He wasn't what? Skip Bayless?
Exactly.
What? I think we give too much credit and credit to the people who never played the game and not the people that did. Come on, man. What are we doing, man?
Now to wrap up this last question, it's a kind of a two-parter. Your favorite rivalries in sports, whether it be college, whether it be in the pros. What are some of your favorite rivalries that you like to watch?
My favorite rivalry: UM against Florida, or UM against Florida State. Period. Period. Because the state of Florida shut down in football when it's a UM Miami game or Florida State Florida game or Miami Florida State game. State of Florida shuts down.
Yes,
trust me. I mean, I'm telling you. And guess what? And the world gonna know it's a primetime game too.
Facts. I mean, yeah. You're right. Listen, as a person that had to be on the losing end, I played against Miami. My freshman year in 2000, we played Miami in the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. It got ugly. We played them in 2002 in the Swamp. It got ugly. 2003, my senior year, we were on ABC back when Lynn Swann was doing the game. That go Frank Gore, that go Brock Berlin, that go Kellen Winslow, that go Sean Taylor, Jonathan Vilma, just names. We got up on Devin. We kicked the ball to Devin Hester. And we kept telling our coach was like, listen, we got this guy. I said, Coach, y'all need to shut the hell up. I don't think that guy right there, Devin Hester, take Dion, take Dante Hall, take Mitchell, take all these great, and he better than all of them. I don't know. Devin Hester can look to the right and he know everything going. I don't know. He got eyes everywhere.
He had some vision. Oh, he had some vision.
And he sounded up the band.
Yeah.
Touchdown. First game. So we got up on Miami, man, and all of a sudden, Miami woke up. They're like, wait. So this is what they did. I heard the D coordinator say, knock that quarterback out. Ingram Martin starter, gone. Out of there. Boop. Here come this freshman phenom, Chris Leak. Knock him out. Boop. He's gone. Now we're down to Gavin Dickey. If you get down to your third string quarterback in college, the game is over. The third string quarterback do not know the playbook.
No.
Listen, when they told him, like on the movie Friday Night Lights, where's your helmet, son? I don't have to wear no helmet. I wear a hat. He's running plays that we don't even have. He get in the huddle. They give him the play. He looking at us like he's saying, "Did y'all hear that? Hell no, we can't hear what they told you in your helmet, Gavin." Long story short, they came back. Greatest comeback in Florida, Miami history of the game, and because it's Miami, it's acceptable. Like you don't want to lose, but they, you know what I'm saying? They Miami, right? And I get it, you know. So yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously, we talking about rivals, man. I mean, I'm a Georgia boy, so you know, Florida. Georgia.
Well, I think first things first, we got to get you both to a Florida Gator Miami Hurricanes game together. That's first.
Yeah, they play them this year.
Listen, I respected you 100% because even if I didn't, being from Georgia, even if I didn't know about the U, I got the. I mean, Chris, y'all were the glory. Y'all were the glory years, like because all y'all coaches went away. I got Larry Coker and Butch Davis.
Yeah.
You know, I'm coming in, but they were. Listen, the greatest. And this is no disrespect. The greatest football team, college football ever assembled, got to be 2001. Man, I ain't never seen.
That's true. I agree with you, buddy. I agree.
Antrell Rowe.
Yeah.
Was a backup.
Exactly.
Listen.
Exactly.
Sean Taylor was a backup.
Exactly.
The running backs were, hold on. I think it was Clinton Portis, Frank Gore, Willis McGahee. The tight ends were Bubba Franks, Jeremy Shockey, Kellen Winslow, Jimmy Graham, Greg Olson. These are the tight ends.
Yes.
Jared Payton, the son of Walter Payton, said, "True, I don't even know how I ended up playing football at running back in Miami. I don't know what made me go to the U." You're looking around at future Hall of Fame caliber run. Willis McGahee only got to play because Frank Gore was the backup. It was not Willis.
Exactly.
It was Clinton, then Frank, then Willis. Frank got hurt. Willis McGahee got to play. And you see, man, they had every. Listen, Miami went to the everything store and bought everything. I want everything in here. They was playing, and I respected the fact that to be on the field with that many players. Listen, Sean Taylor hit me, boy. When he hit me, it looks like he hit me, and I turned my head. No, my head is still straight. My helmet turned, so I'm still looking straight, and my helmet went like that, right? Listen, Sean Taylor, may he rest in peace. I have never seen a player that big, that athletic. Like, I played against Julius Peppers. I met Sean Taylor when we was coming out in 2004. We were both in Detroit getting recruited to go to play for Detroit. I saw him in the lobby. I come out the elevator, he's standing right. He done cut his braids off. Before I could say what's up, he said, "True." This is what he said to me. He said, "True, you think they gonna like me?" I look at Sean Taylor and say, "Sean, if they don't like you, I might as well go back to the airport. If they don't like you," and mind you, that's how humble, as great as he was humble as it. I mean, he said, "True, you think they're gonna like me?" He's trying to look the part, real clean cut. I said, "Yeah." I said, "I play football. You were made to play football. I just play it. You were made to play." And I wish what happened to him would have happened to him, because I think to me he would have threatened the greatest safety ever. I think if Sean Taylor play, he don't get killed, man. It was awful when I heard about it. I played football against Deion. I played against him my second year with the Ravens, but he was a Deion then. Now he was in the slot by then, wearing number 37.
Yeah.
I played against Troy Polamalu. I played against John Lynch. I played against Ed Reed. Ed Reed is the greatest pigeon-toed, bow-legged dude you ever seen. I ain't never seen nothing like Ed Reed. I ain't never seen nothing like Ray Lewis. I ain't never seen nothing in this world like Sean Taylor. Sean Taylor ran out with a DB.
You're special.
When Sean Taylor used to run out with a DB, you go, who the hell is that? Why they got a linebacker running out with? Because he's so much bigger than them. And he don't wear gloves. He put the tape around.
Nope, exactly. Old school.
Listen. But when he hits you, it's a different level of feeling in your body. You go like, what was that? And then you get up and he's standing there, and he don't say nothing. He just look at you, and he'll say, He'll give you that. I'll be right back. Because I know you're thinking that wasn't him. Do it again, and I'll do it again. He wants to hit every single play. I was blessed, man. I played with some guys at the U, man. I played against some guys.
Yes, you did.
All I can say is, after the game, all you say in the locker room, you all right? You good? Because they might kill you out there. So, no. But Florida, Miami, Florida State, Florida, Georgia. The state of Florida has a big three.
Yep.
Florida, Miami, Florida State.
Yep.
Sorry, USF. Sorry, UCF. Sorry, FAU, FIU.
Yep.
Sorry. Listen, nothing wrong with those schools. UCF,
no, not at all.
Y'all got Mickey Mouse. FAU, y'all down there in Boca Raton. Yep. FIU, y'all in Miami. If it ain't the U, if you in Miami, say what school you go to, but I go to FIU. No one knows what that is, and that's no disrespect. I go to you. Listen, if UCF is in Central Georgia because it's in Miami, Orlando. Why the hell is USF in Tampa? Tampa is not South Florida. It's West Florida.
True.
They ran out of names. They just gave y'all USF. if my kid gets recruited to go to USF, I'm thinking I'm going to be down in Naples. I'm over here I'm over here on the west coast of Florida. I'm an hour and 45 minutes down the road from Gainesville. They ran out of names. Y'all the Bulls. Where you find a bull in Florida? Anyway, I'm a bull. You a what? I'm a bull. We got Hurricanes in Miami. We got Seminoles in Tallahassee. We got Gators. You a USF bull? You need to be in Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know. I ain't never seen a bull in Texas. I'm pretty sure some bulls in Florida. That's not a mascot I would use. I'm just saying.
Well, as we get ready to let you go, Chris, I typically throw our guests the kind of the floor of the microphone. Anything you like to say? If you have any charities that you're working with, where people can keep up what's going on with the comings and going in your life, the floor is yours, my friend.
Yes, I appreciate it, man. It's one thing that first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for letting me be a part of y'all great show. And it was great. It warms my heart to see that this show really cares about some of the topics that you guys was discussing. It really is. And that's one thing that I'm in recovery myself from substance abuse. So that's one thing that I work with now. I work with clients in substance abuse and mental health issues. That that a lot of our family members, a lot of our friends and families that struggles every day through the disease that because it is a disease that you have to manage on a daily basis. That one thing that me and my wife, she just started, we still started this company called Green Tree Consulting Firm. That's one thing that I work with from sober coaching, from interventions. I work with different organizations and treatment centers of getting clients to them. And that's one thing that I take pride in is my sobriety. And that's thing that we are also doing for her foundation, Lady Debs. That's one thing. But she worked with young ladies and debonair. She worked with privileged kids that's trying to get to college. That from her Lady Deb organization and her debonair organization. And I just like to thank you guys again for letting me be a part of y'all great show. Thank you.
First and foremost, it's our pleasure to have you on here. Like, listen, I say when I do my combat sports show, I don't care if you're an amateur, if whatever, like any level of athletics, you guys all have a story to tell. You all came from a place where, regardless if we're talking about young kids on the way coming up, or even some of the older veterans that are kind of forgotten by the sport. So yeah, I definitely. Our pleasure first and foremost, and anything we can do to kind of help your nonprofit, your organization that you guys are working with, that helps inspire you, that helps keep you on that right path. Please let us know. We will absolutely help get the information out there. And I
really appreciate that.
Listen, that is definitely our pleasure. Ben has his own nonprofit.
Absolutely,
that he does.
Man. Absolutely, man. And I got to say this, Chris, man, I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud
Thank
of
you.
Your sobriety. I'm proud of, man, tell your wifey, man, she your superhero, man. Sometimes.
Yes, she is, boy. She is, boy. She keep cracking the whip, Ben.
Exactly.
I love when she my coach.
We can smooth talk. We can smooth talk everybody else. Your wife, like, if you don't get Chris.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to ask you. Listen, let me say, football aside, accolades aside, I'm proud of you and your sobriety. I'm proud of the fact that you have become an advocate for the same disease that you were dealing with. I'm proud of the fact that, man, you taking it, you taking it on the chin and you letting other people know, listen, man, I could be your mentor. Come over here. Listen, we will not we will not get through this life together. So you talk about without each other. So I'm proud of you, man. I was blessed enough to interview Quincy Carter, and and the things that he was dealing with. I told him, listen, man, I care more about the person. We just happen to be athletes. I care about you as an individual. I want to see you healthy and strong to be able to tell your grands and great grands, boy, your granddaddy was him now, because as my daddy would say, the older we get, the better we were now. The older we get, I was sure enough. They had to pull me off the field when I played. But I want to see you healthy and strong. That way, when somebody else is going through it, they won't know that you've overcome it. You'll say, listen, I've been where you are. Let me show you the steps to get over here to this side.
That's what I tell them. That's what I tell them. I'll be real with them, Ben. That's one thing I take pride in is my sobriety. That's one thing I reach out to former athletes. Well, not even an athlete. You can be executives, whatever, just letting you know that, hey, you're not in it alone, man. That, that's one thing I take pride in. I use myself as the example. Let them know that, hey, you can't overcome this disease, but hey, I can teach you how to manage it. That's one thing I take pride in. I'm 15 years now. So I'm telling you. And so one thing that I go to my meetings every week, and that's one thing I take pride in. So I appreciate you guys, and I thank you, Ben, for that, for those warm words.
I appreciate
Thanks for the warm words.
That way, when I run across somebody who's dealing with it, I won't try to be there. I'll say, listen, I know somebody who not only can help you, they've been where you are.
Yep.
They say, really? I say, yeah, man. What you call it? You call it green tree? What's it called? Green leaf?
Green tree. Hey, do you know who I named it after? Who? Green tree. Green tree is our football practice field at University of Miami.
Okay.
Yeah, you know how it is. That's where I learned how to be a teammate. That's where I learned how to be a man practicing on that field and bringing all that camaraderie together. It's called Green Tree. It's Green Tree Consulting Firm.
Okay.
Inc. Yep. I just started that company up. So yeah, that's great, man. That I go out. That's one thing. I go out. Like last week, I was with someone for 10 days. I go into the homes, getting them right. I can be their mentor. I stay with them too, also. And I got a team of people I'm getting together that we can go get them to treatment centers. I'll fly and go get them. I go do interventions. I do it all. So if you guys need anyone, hey, please don't hesitate to give me a shout, man.
Absolutely love this stuff, man, because the mental health awareness, the substance abuse help, like some people are so terrified to speak on it, to ask for help. We have to have more of these programs from people who may not know what's going on, and they just need to be put in the right direction, put on the right path. Let them know, like we've already been saying, you're not alone. You have people who walk this path, who can get out of this. So it's like it's one of the things that one of the reasons why I absolutely love Lane Johnson is because he goes out there and champions the mental health awareness and things of that nature. It's you don't see it a lot, but it's something that I think us as men kind of have to go out there and let other men, other young men know, like, hey, you're not alone. You have people who you can lean on, who are not going to judge you and tear you down about it. We're going to help you.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
amen.
We definitely got to have you back on here again in the future, Chris, regardless if we're just talking football, if we're talking life, whatever. Let's keep in touch. Let's make sure, I want to make sure we get you and Ben together and working on some stuff too as well.
Definitely. I'll be my privilege. That'd be great.
I'll pass your information over to Ben. Make sure you guys stay connected. And
I definitely will.
Chris,
all right, God bless you guys,
Chris,
man.
I knew you was a superhero. I knew it.
Oh, thank you, babe. I appreciate you guys. Love, man.
Not a problem, Chris. You have a good evening. A good
afternoon. You too. Thank you.
All right, everyone. That was Chris T. Jones, former Eagle, NFL veteran. Listen, the connection issue was a problem at the beginning, but listen.
I like his due diligence. And I know I'm gonna get on this thing. I'm gonna get there.
That's why I seen him trying. That's why I
saw the thing going on.
I'm looking at him,
man.
he's trying.
And I'm happy that we got to the end to be able to talk to him about what he's really doing now. I think sometimes as former players, man, we don't understand that we're gonna be greater away from the field than we ever was on, and hopefully we can lend our experiences, our influence, our sometimes celebrity and resources, to what we're doing now. So I think that's great, man. Green Tree Consulting Inc. and he said Lady Deb. So I'm gonna be definitely checking both of them out.
Now, as we still have a few more minutes because I want to get us out of here before the 2-hour mark, so we don't have a problem with getting our reels going. But I want to get in some baseball stuff, right?
All right.
Now, we were talking about it last week, as obviously, the season was kicking off and things of that nature and all that. But, first and foremost, the torpedo bats has kind of taken over the first week. We haven't seen any type of intuition or anything like that as far as baseball equipment and bats go for so long, just because of the whole George Brett thing and the pine tar is probably the last thing anyone remembers.
Yeah.
Now we're starting to see that this company has blown up. I've already seen a handful of Philadelphia Phillies players getting a hold of this bat. Is that going to be the new trend in Major League Baseball this season?
I mean, depending on how far down it goes, it might be the new trend in baseball, period. I know certain leagues make you have like aluminum bats and different stuff, but any innovation always starts at the top and then it trickles down. People start saying, look, if the pros approve, why would anybody else? And I get it. People are going to start saying it's torpedo bats, the reason why they hitting. No, dude, the players are pros. They've been, the long ball has been going on for a long time. Now, I know people like, Barry Bonds saying, hey, man, I wish I had a torpedo bat when I played. But it is taking the MLB by storm. If it ain't illegal, which it doesn't seem to be, I would say it's gonna be one of those things. It's gonna be like this. Whatever bat you use, you're gonna have a torpedo bat as an alternate. I'm gonna have at least one of them because I want to see. Like I don't want to just go, I'm old school. I'm not gonna use it. If it works, test it out. And like I say, when the Yankees do what the Yankees did the other night, oh God, here go. They was dude. They
hit 20 runs. They hit like 20 runs, right?
and if you want a torpedo bat, that's what. Listen, I got 30 teams, all these players. I couldn't have scripted it, dude. Look at what the Yankees are doing. They're gonna, So hey, get you a listen. We sound like torpedo bat like enthusiasts. Look, I'm gonna go see what they are. I'm gonna go see if I can find one just to see. I'm gonna go to like Dick's or somewhere, but. If it works, right? You always got the old option. You always got the old, the usual option, but it's called a torpedo. Made for the long ball. Let's get it out of here.
Exactly. And the long ball is what obviously gets fans excited and things of that nature. And that kind of is going to immediately the next part of the baseball question is because we were already talking about it, loosely over the last few months, but like, baseball has having some problems, considered no longer the family pastime. Look at some of these open day prices for some of these teams, and it's like, how are we sitting there saying this is a family sport and things like that when you have this crazy different discrepancy between each team and things like that? Like, hey, like how can we sit there and like the Pirates and the Marlins are down there under $20, but then you're going and look at the Giants and the Reds. I'm sorry, regardless of if you're in Cincinnati or I'm not paying almost $200 to watch them play. Maybe the Dodgers can pull that off, but there's just this weird discrepancy on like what pricing is, and that's just it's just.
I think baseball's biggest problem is bigger than that. Their best players aren't American. Not that it has to be, but they don't. When we were younger, Steve, they tried to get more people to play baseball. They're marketing it in a way. I mean, your best players. I mean, they from overseas. They from the Dominican Republic. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's always going to be. But they're your best players. They're your most recognizable players. Shohei Ohtani. I don't know where this. I I ain't never seen nothing. Good God, he can win a Cy Young and, you know what I'm saying, the AL MVP if he wanted to. But if you're charging $189 for regular day games and it's all these, come on. No. You charge those type of prices if your team is trending up. That's postseason.
In my opinion, that's playoff ticket money.
Yeah. If that's the play, and this is the thing. I mean, the Giants and the Reds. What? The Giants and the Reds? No. Now, if that's the Cubs, if that's the Dodgers, if that's the Red Sox, I get it. People say, "What about the Mets? What about them?"
Oh, here we go.
No, and that's the thing, right? There is a perception problem in the MLB. These storied franchises, based off of what? The last time the Mets was relevant, they had Mike Piazza. Anyway, I'm not going to get into these, but yeah, I do agree. $189, and we ain't even 10 games in. Stop it, man.
That was the
Think about that. I'm a Reds or a Giants fan. I want to bring my 2-year-old nephew, or if I'm on my 2-year-old grandson, and I go, what? 180. And I still got to get something to drink. I still got to get some hot dogs to pop. And I got to sit through the longest 3 hours of my life. No. We go to get something to eat.
Yeah, it's
watching on TV.
It's a marketing problem. They have a lot of problems, and I don't necessarily think it's that their stars aren't American. I don't think that most people who truly love baseball, that they don't care if you're black, you're tan, you're yellow, whatever. They do not care. We just want to see exciting players play on in our sport. Regardless if Shohei Ohtani's the face of the league or if it's Mike Trout's the face of the league.
Hey, listen, Mike Trout. Baseball is the only sport ever known to man that their best player at one point never made a World Series. Mike Trout never made a World Series. And he had Shohei Ohtani too, by the way. They didn't make it. I'm just saying. That's crazy. But
it's another crazy things that we look at when we look at team sports in some ways. It's like, how does that happen? How do you have those two dudes on the same team? And they didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, they might have made it to the first round. I mean, Mike Trout be showing up to Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowls and playoff games. I mean, I'm at least gonna watch a winning franchise. I'm gonna go over and watch him.
Oh man, we went over so much stuff today, and we still didn't even get to everything we needed to today. It's one of those interesting ones. We will have some stuff left over. For next week, obviously me and Ben want to rehash the Dion and Asante Samuel thing. That's going to be in the docket for next week. So there's a few other things that we needed to go over. But great time with Mr. Chris T. Jones. Great stuff from him. Talking about college football, talking about old Eagle stuff, and it's fun catching up with some of the players of old and hearing some of their experiences and things of that nature. So it was definitely fun catching up with him. Ben, anything before we put a bow on today?
No, man, great show, man. I appreciate Chris coming on. I think sometimes you get to see former players like him to show that, hey, man, this is what I'm doing now. This is who I was. This is who I am. And it was great to chop it up with him. I do agree, that Florida, Miami, that Florida State, but, those are great rivalries. But it's always great to bring on former players so you can celebrate them and who they are right now in their current, current way of doing things.
Other than that, I'm Steve. He's Ben. This was another episode of The Fan in the End, and we will catch you guys next week. Peace out, my friends.